So welcome back to the third video diary entry of my life as a postgraduate here in Sheffield. This week I thought we would talk about life around Sheffield, what I've been exploring. So go grab a cup of tea, I've got mine right here, and sit back and I'll tell you about life in Sheffield so far. So last week, what did I get up to? I got up to quite a lot, it feels like now, but at the time I was so bored. Because although it was intro week at university, so registration, admin, my lectures hadn't started, so I had no introductory lectures. There was no kind of set in stone schedule. So although I now look back at it and I got loads done, I'm kind of like, I had so much spare time that I wasted because I was like, I can do it later. However, I still got around to exploring Sheffield a fair bit, which was really cool. You might have kind of picked that up from the montage of photos that I've just shoved in at the beginning. There was the one of my accommodation. Like, we had bright blue skies one day. I couldn't believe it. I mean, like, Sheffield, that's like the north, right? So, grey skies, lots of rain, which is what I've got out the window right now. Not bright blue, almost cloudless skies. Like, what's with that? You did not expect that. So happy. Yeah. And I visited Norwich again. So back in February on my Instagram, when I came up for the open day, I was absolutely raving over Instagram about this place called Norwich, which is in the city centre, opposite the Peace Gardens. The food is amazing. The whole kind of purpose, basis of it is that it's healthy food cooked on site that you can take away. And because they prep it all that day, it is really fast. I don't think I've ever waited more than 5 minutes before receiving it. And it's great. It's brown rice, veg noodles. I've had quinoa there. The breakfasts look incredible. We're talking sweet potato pancakes. All the desserts are sugar-free. They've got a really good veggie range and vegan range. And if you look in the menu, it's all split up so you can see if it's high carb, low carb, how many calories, wheat-free, vegan, dairy-free, vegetarian, gluten-free. It's basically heaven in food form. So yeah, if you're ever in Sheffield and you want somewhere that is not going to sell you chips and a burger, but instead actually going to sell you good food that has been cooked on site and actually has had some thought put into it, I cannot recommend Nourish enough. We've even discovered that you can email them and order breakfast to be delivered to you. You can order breakfast. Come on! It doesn't get better than that. You can order breakfast. Brilliant. I'm getting slightly excited about that. On the flip side, I've also discovered a student union coffee shop, Coffee Revolutions, or Coffee Revs as I'm calling it, because I can't speak properly. Awkward. So, yeah, and it's so good in there, and so cheap, apart from the crisps, which are £1 a pack. A little bit of a rip-off. But salt and black pepper crisps, which I love, so not complaining too much. But the hot chocolate I had the other day after my first lecture, this week, not last week, fantastic. And the chocolate frappe I had last week, pretty darn good for the price. I mean, £2 something for a small one, and it tasted of proper chocolate. Not too sweet, but nicely chocolatey. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been shopping. I've done a lot of shopping. Our kitchen basically looks like a hospital staff room, according to one of my housemates whose parents are both doctors. So she would know, I'd have thought. So we're trying to spruce it up a bit. So I went and bought some cushions. I like cushions. They may be Disney Princess and Avengers cushions, but they were under £6. And it turns out we're a fat full of geeks. So, yeah. Kind of goes with the flat, really. I mean, we've already been having Disney movie nights. I love it. However, I'm hoping to crack out some good 90s in a bit. We're going to educate Nisha about 10 Things I Hate About You. She hasn't seen it. We need to rectify this. So yeah, movies that we've watched. We've watched Camp Rock. I've been introduced to Camp Rock and Starstruck. So when I'm talking Disney, it's not even like Tangled or Frozen. It's like proper Disney Channel movies. Yeah, I just said that, and this is going online. Okay. But yeah, so I've also done a bit of exploring. You might have seen the bus timetable up there. I've actually got friends in Sheffield who aren't students. Exciting, I know. They've got the most adorable kids. So the other week I went up to see them the other day, and I got fed proper food with meat in it, because I'm doing the whole like not eating as much meat because it's expensive, and I got fed meat. So this was very exciting. I have to do a vlog about being flexitarian and some of the documentaries I've watched and how it's affecting my budget and all that kind of good jazz. But that will come later when I've had time to plan it. But yeah, it was great. And yeah, they have two small children, so I had to read them each book, hear them sing, go and play with them for a little bit. But it was great. Like, being so far north, like my nearest family are, I don't know, half an hour away, which for me is quite a big deal. So having people I already know in Sheffield who are pretty much family already anyway is so much of a relief. If I do really like my awkwardness starts to up it to being like anxious and nervous, which does happen. It's just somewhere that I can go, like, get away from everything and have a bit of normality again. And not have to worry about things like university and degrees. But instead, my biggest worry being chatting away to my friends and reading their kids' books. So yeah, that was great. So much fun. It was a fantastic night. So yeah. What else have I done? I bought myself some pillows. I got totally spoiled by my colleagues when I finished work and given £60 to spend in John Lewis. So I bought myself a load of pillows to make my bed a little bit more spacious, a little bit more filled out, because it's a 3/4 bed, so you can't quite put 2 pillows across, but it's too big for one pillow. So I now have cushions. Yeah, I got way too excited about that. I had like my arms so full because I hadn't seen any trolleys, and the shop assistant came up and was like, "Would you like to get a trolley?" I was like, I couldn't see them. So yeah, but she was lovely. I mean, it's John Lewis, so it's quality stuff anyway. And she just went and found me one of those little basket trolleys that are kind of coming out. The ones that are like, they're baskets, but they've got wheels and a long handle. So yeah, the only thing I didn't get, which I really do need to get, particularly as it's getting colder, is a thermos mug. I left my thermos mug at uni, at home. Left my thermos mug at home, so I can't drink tea on the way to university. Like, being a tea addict, that's not a good thing. I need a thermos mug. Side note, if you like your herbal teas, I cannot recommend Pucker enough. They're brilliant. They're kind of taking over my cupboard. So yeah, that's a nice little side note there. I do keep checking out like every health shop I find to see what their tea range is like. Mildly impressed so far. More impressed by the supermarkets. I'm going in and like the Sainsbury's local has got Pucker tea in it. I'm like, that doesn't happen down south. You do not get herbal teas in a convenience store. Just no. So yeah, big tick for Sheffield there. But yeah, so far, until today, it was surprisingly unawkward until this week. Then I was late for my first lecture because I got lost. Yay, love Google Maps. Not. And then today, trying to figure out where the computers are, completely freaked out. They are not obvious like they are in UEA, where it's kind of directly in front of the door. So I think a slight fondness for UEA on that. But yeah, and it got too much. So I came home, decided to hide, make a YouTube video, because that's what I do. Drink lots of chamomile tea, because chamomile tea is good for the nerves. So yeah, that's been my first proper week in Sheffield, really. I've left the best till last day, so at the weekend on Saturday, I drove out to the Longshore estate with my friend Esther, also lives in Sheffield. She has a car, so definitely going to be keeping in her good books. But yeah, she drove the two of us out to the Longshore estate, which is a National Trust property and the Peak District. About, I don't know, half an hour maybe. My timekeeping is appalling. Out of Sheffield, and it's gorgeous. We went there once before, back in January last year, or the year before, I'm not sure. I think it was last year, and with Sophie, and it was all snowy and pretty, and we took photos. I wrote a blog post about it, because that's what I do. And this time about, obviously not snowy in this time of year, but it was gorgeous. I absolutely love the peaks. I mean, I'm a Fen girl. I'm from East Anglia originally. I do flat. I love flat. I love long, big sweeping skylines and horizons. But there's something about the peaks. It's the same with the Lake District. The views are just stunning, and you just drive out and it's perfect. We have such an amazing creator God to be able to create the fens with the amazing sunsets and those vistas, and they're just so vast, all the way through to the Lake District and the Peak District, which are the complete opposite, but equally stunning, and something about them just really touches my heart. So yeah, that really was the highlight of the week. Like, not only did I get to chill out with one of my best friends, but I also got a chance to spend time in God's creation, and really there is no better food for the soul than getting outdoors into the countryside. And that's it for this week, folks. Yeah, that's my third YouTube video done. Video diary. I can't quite believe I'm doing this, and I'm actually sticking with it so far. 3 is the magic number. Hopefully I've now formed a bit of a habit. But yeah, so I'll see you next week. If you want to, don't forget to click subscribe below. And yeah, and keep up with it all. And let's see how awkward my postgrad year continues to get. See you next week. Don't forget to bring your tea. Bye!